Welcome back, guys. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. So, lately on this channel, we've been talking about Jordan Peterson's work. And Jordan Peterson, a very message that is reoccurring in his lectures is that humans have gotten away from a narrative that was brought to us in the past from religious texts, okay, whether that be the Bible or the Quran. And he's saying these days, since we don't have that guidance, he's not saying that what the beliefs are correct, like God isn't a man in the sky or whoever, the Buddha isn't real, but we don't have this story that we read and that we follow and that gives structure to our life. And it presents a really good point because he's saying, and this is a huge argument for Christians, is like, if there is no Bible, can you still be morally good? And I think, yes, of course you can. Now, Nietzsche kind of said that not really, with the decline of Christianity, like, we'll just eventually kind of just go into chaos and be this messed up jumble of chaos and everyone fighting and just deteriorating of our society. Anyways, so to look at where we've come now, okay, it seems like everything's pretty fucking good. Everything is really fucking good, like better than ever. There's less, like we've helped and fed so many people in the world and provided water, and there's more opportunities and technology than ever. But as time goes on, what I'm realizing to the individual, what has happened is that our narrative bias, the way that we speak to ourselves, and let me break this down real quick. We all have a narrative that we tell ourselves. It's our past, it's our present, and it's what we want of our future. We tell ourselves stories in our head. Stories are very, very powerful. Okay, and if you think about it, it helps you remember. A good story about your own life helps you remember. Think about when you're in a relationship. You have a story about that relationship. When you make coffee in the morning, right? I own this Good Morning Handsome cup. There's some sort of story. There's a reason that I have this blue Good Morning cup and how it makes me feel, and why do I take pride in drinking out of a French press. Right? I have my own narrative bias, my YouTube channel, and my life, and my goals for physique, and my PRs, and this all forms my identity, this story of my life. Okay, so when we go through that life with this narrative, we don't just create it from the depths of our soul by going inside. That's not where it's come from. It's come from the outside influences, from your parents, from your friends. And just like I said, getting into a relationship now gives you more to your story. You start a new chapter. That's oftentimes when you get out of a relationship why it hurts so much, because that story, that chapter is now over with. And a part of you was so connected to that chapter and the characters in that when you rip that page out or you switch the chapter and that's not the same, your identity is sort of dissolved. So there's a part of you that is actually lost in that, because now your story is transferred, it's changed. We don't see life as exactly how it is. We have this narrative that is very fucking strong, very, very strong. And I'm telling you guys, we just look at yourself and you'll realize, man, everything's a story. I've been telling myself this story forever. How I'm gonna make it out, how I'm gonna grind it and make it better, right? How I'm going to get to where I want to be, find the love. I'm going to develop this nice physique. It's a story in my head, and I love that story. And stories feel good, and it's part of being human. There's a lot of truth in stories. See, but as we move on and we get away from the teachings of the past, the biblical stories, or any kind of guidance from our parents, like we don't sit by the fire and have our parents tell us stories, maybe. But I think that with the civilization and the technology and the advancement of our society, what we experience is this decline in narrative. Well, maybe not even a decline, but maybe a more erupt, maybe a greater influence from every corner. We no longer have fellowship of men in a tribe that feed the narrative of family, community, growth. We have the internet. And on the internet, it's easy to be exposed to someone in a third world country or in some other land that we've never even seen before, or someone else's humor or someone else's mindset. You guys are now being in front of me as an audience. It's insane. So you pick up what I'm putting down, and what happens, I think, is that our narrative gets disrupted. We no longer have this moral, this path, basic instructions for living. Now we have, how should I live? And we grasp like drowning men for twigs at all this stuff. We listen to Gary Vee and we think of ourselves as the entrepreneur, this postmodern man of how should I be and how should I act. We don't get it from stories anymore. We get it from whatever we fucking get it from. Now the story becomes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm good with technology. I'm smarter than the rest. I have this little thing here, and our stories have become so fucking corrupt from good. It's become about the individual and how he can push himself forward and be better than everyone else. It's like this constant fucking competition, and there's no like peace there. It's like a never-ending search for more. And I don't know where this is going. I don't know why it's like this, but I think with the onslaught of media, TV, the news, the internet, social media, we've lost our narrative and that direction in our life. We have less communion than ever, less fellowship among our men and women, and less stories that we tell each other, less deep experiences, bonding experiences. So this is just some thoughts that I'm having, and I wanted to share that with you. Yeah, guys, I'm going to go to the gym now. I hope you have a great day. I think today's the 18th. So, I will see you soon. Cheers, my friends. Have a great day. Peace.